Hi, everybody. Welcome back to What's the Obsession True Crime. And I'm so glad you guys are here tonight. And tonight we are going to talk about the Idaho versus Bryan Kohberger case. And oh boy, is there kind of a lot going on in that case, just insofar as the new judge, Judge Hippler, as opposed to Judge, who was a judge in Latah County. Do you guys think Bryan Kohberger and his defense team are sorry they got that change in venue? I'm kind of thinking they're like, ooh, I think I mention this every time we talk about this case now. This is not what we were expecting. We wanted the change in venue, but we were hoping we were going to get a nice, soft, squishy judge like Judge, and that just didn't happen. Judge Hippler is like a whole different animal, whole different ball game. So Judge Hippler's basic stance on things, and he says so in a recent order that he just filed, is that rather than redacting a document rather than sealing from the public view a document in its entirety, we're going to do the proper thing and only redact that information that truly needs to be redacted for certain reasons of not prejudicing the jury or the case, or because it is a person's name who's not necessarily involved in the case or involved in the crime, and we want to protect the privacy, the traditional reasons that we redact or seal things, rather than he's not honoring that super broad and strict gag order that's been overlaying this case ever since there was any judgment made at all by a judge. So let's look at one of his recent orders here, just to get an idea of the spirit of his orders. Okay, and so this is just an order regarding sealing or redacting filings. Very general, but he gives his basic statement here. So welcome, everybody. I'm so glad you're here, by the way. Please hit like, consider sharing the link, and help us get those notifications out. I am so glad that you're here with us tonight. We're going to go over a lot of things, including some exclusive information this channel has, or I have, from the student contacts, the inside sources we have regarding the Idaho case for two students who are Ethan Chapin's friends, and particularly regarding the security camera footage from 1112 King Road. That's hard for me to say because I always want to say 1122, but it's 1112 King Road. I talked about this issue a little while back. It was about a year ago, because there was a still shot of just a snippet of that security camera footage from that house released, and I spoke on its authenticity. We are going to revisit that because one of the defense motions has to do with a white Elantra and the footage from that house. I'll get there. Let's look at the judge's order first. And again, welcome. Thank you for being here. Come on in. If you're new to the channel, please let us know where you're from or what you're interested about in this case. We are super happy you're here. Ooh, I gotta share the view here. Let's see. I have this whole new selection here from StreamYard, but it's not really doing much for me. Let's see. Media presentation. Still not doing much for me. I don't really like that one. All right, I'm gonna go with that. Okay. Thank you, StreamYard, for nothing. So this is from Judge Hippler again. Order regarding sealing or redacting filings. The parties' pervasive practice of filing material under seal in this case has become the norm rather than the exception. Rather than seeking to redact discrete sensitive information, entire documents are filed under seal. In addition, much of the material the parties seek to seal is already in the public domain, or simply is not confidential or sensitive. And there's a footnote there. This approach runs counter to the public's First Amendment rights to know what is going on in its courts. And this is what so many of us have been saying all along, right? Thank you, Judge Hippler. State versus Clapp cited here. Consequently, the court will look with scrutiny on requests to seal documents simply because they purportedly contain facts that are not public that nonetheless will likely come into evidence, right? And this is how a trial is supposed to be. This is what our Constitution guarantees us. A public trial, a trial judged by our peers in the public domain. It guarantees us that right, and it guarantees if we were to be charged with a crime, and it guarantees the public that right. The Idaho Supreme Court adopted ICRA 32 to define when public access to judicial records may be denied, including through the redaction and sealing of court records. To warrant sealing or redacting, the material must meet specific criteria set forth in ICRA 32, as to allow the court to make findings necessary to justify its decision to withdraw the material from the public purview. Love you, Judge Hippler. Moving forward, the court will require the parties to adhere closely to this rule and only seek to seal and or redact materials as provided thereunder. In addition, all proposed orders to seal or redact must specify the basis under ICAR 32 for which sealing or redaction is warranted, not just because we want to be that way, which seems like on both sides has been happening all along, right? Do you guys agree? Let me know in the comments. A bare citation to the rule or conclusionary summary without an individualized, rigorous, factual, and legal analysis of the basis for seeking to have documents sealed will result in a rejection of the request. Perfect. Do you think it's perfect? Let me know. Let us know. Further, the parties must also seek the least restrictive method to protect information that should be or is exempt from disclosure. For example, despite the court's concerns being expressed previously, so this is a ruling that stands partially in objection and statedly so to the previous judge rulings, which is something we don't see all the time. It happens, don't see it all the time. The state continues to seek broad orders sealing entire documents to protect the identity of individuals rather than simply using initials or requesting that a redacted version be made public that discloses only initials. Yeah, shame on you, state. Accordingly, the state's requests to seal filings writ whole are denied, except as otherwise noted regarding certain exhibits containing grand jury testimony or other exempt records. Rather, those filings have been redacted by the court to refer to certain individuals by initials or family members of the deceased victims by the nature of their relationship, for example, brother, rather than by name. The original filing will be sealed and the redacted versions will be made public. In addition, the court has redacted portions of the defendant's filings that contain grand jury testimony. So that order was dropped on March 3rd of 2025. So as a result, let me just show you here, if you haven't taken a look at this yet, the Idaho Court Cases of Interest page now looks like this. So as you scroll, you're going to see all these little tags here that say new, and some of them that aren't tagged as new don't say new, but they are new to us. They've been like unsealed. So that is different. All right. So, I mean, what do you guys think about that? Do you think that that is the correct thing to do for the judge to, make an order that rather than continuously redacting these whole documents, sealing these whole documents, we're just going to redact as appropriate, right? Hey, Trailer Trash Barbie. Hey, Marco. Hey, Pepper. How are you doing? Let's see. Hey, Justice Jane. How are you doing? Justice Jane says, justice for Kelly Gonzalez, Madison Mogan, Ethan Chapin, and Xana Kernodle. All 4 students were unalived off campus at the University of Idaho in 2022. The Bryan Kohberger trial is to begin August 11th, 2025. Great post. Thank you, Justice Jane. Appreciate it. Edward says the judge is so much easier. Judge is so much easier to remember. Thank you for that. Yes, of course it is, right? Hey, Calissa, how are you doing? Hey, Molly, how's it going? Hey, Jenny. Hey, Susan. Hi, Tony. Welcome. How are you guys doing? It's great to see you. Hey, Ashley, Victoria, how's it going? Hey, Kylie, how are you doing? It's great to see you guys. Hey, Piper Bewitch, how are you doing? It's great to see you as well. Let's see. Hey, Susan Peterson, how's it going? I can't remember if I said hi to you already or not. Cuff you, Anaphylaxis, thank you guys for being here. So great to see you. Give me just one moment here. I just got to plug my computer in. What do you need, Cole? No, I don't know if I have it yet. No, you can't. No. Okay. All right, sorry about that. Okay. So, hey, GF Twins, how's it going? Let's see. At first, I actually thought his name was Hitler. Oh my gosh, that would be different, right? Okay. All right. So now I want to take a look specifically at. Let's see. So on this list of documents here, it is the defense's motion in limine number 12, I believe. So it's the make and model of the suspect vehicle. This is going to get interesting, I promise. So let me bring that document here into the stream. And if you haven't yet, please hit like. Welcome. I'm so glad you guys are here. Please join in on the chat. If you're new to the channel or the chat, please say hello. Let us know where you're from and what interests you about this case. All right, so let me make it nice and big for you, and we're going to go back up to the beginning. All right, so motion in limine number 12. This is the defense's motion regarding the make and model of the suspect vehicle. Bryan Kohberger, by and through his attorneys of record, hereby moves the Honorable Judge Court to exclude at trial testimony by any state witness as to the make and model of the vehicle seen on the 1112 King Road surveillance footage. And that's what this channel has exclusive insider information about. I promise you. I will give you a hint. I talked about this before. I've seen some of it. I promise you, I have. Not the relevant part that's going to be submitted in trial or admitted into evidence in trial, but we're going to get to that. This motion, and it's not something that went around the internet. The reason that I've seen it is through the two contacts I have at the University of Idaho, the students who are friends with Ethan Chapin. And then I'll tell you the rest of the story in a little bit. The redacted story, not sealed any longer. This motion is made pursuant to a whole bunch of laws and further based upon Mr. Kohberger's rights under the United States Constitution, 5th, 6th, and 14th Amendments, and Article 1, Section 13 of the Idaho Constitution. Due process and all of that. Pursuant to IRE 103 and 104, this court is required, to the extent possible, to limit a jury's exposure to inadmissible evidence. I'm going to hold off on my opinion until I read this, then we're going to have a big old discussion. The state has claimed in various filings and reports that the FBI forensic examiner, Anthony Imel, something's being sensitive here, identified the make and the model of the vehicle seen driving in the area of 1122 King Road in the early morning hours of November 13th, 2022. The state has referred to this as suspect vehicle number 1. Per the PCA or the Exhibit A or whatever the hell that is. The vehicle is not identified from surveillance footage in the area of 1112 King Road. But I think maybe it was, and that's why she doesn't want this to come into evidence. I said I wasn't going to do that. All right, I'm going to stop. Okay. Now here's a pretty, lame black and white picture. I have much better pictures to share with you. No worries about the lameness of this one. This is the one in the filing. And again, so now look at this, whether they meant to or not, right here, there's a timestamp on this photo. And I have another photo to show you with a different timestamp. And when we put this information together of the different pictures from the same security camera footage from a neighbor with different timestamps, it has so much significance. So this one says it is November 13th at 4:20 and 47 seconds a.m., right? So remember, the crime is estimated to be committed between 4 and 4:25, right? And they say that they arrive at that estimate, that time range, due to the review of the roommate's phone records. And we partly know why that is too. And video footage from outside the house. What was the other thing? It's very obvious, but I just can't remember it now. We'll go back and look at it. The photos are from 1112 King Road camera. Special Agent Imel did not make a vehicle identification, was not made from this footage. Rather, as noted in the email between Mr. Imel and the FBI Special Agent Edward Jacobson, it is clear that the identification of the make and model of the vehicle in this video was made via separate video taken from 1125 Ridge Road. So now we know that too. Here's the email. Let me make it a little bigger if you want to be able to see it. Okay. So this is from Jacob Edwards of the FBI to Anthony Imel, also of the FBI, and it just says, got a great one. And the attachments are 1125 Ridge Road screenshot, 1125 Ridge Road MP4 video, 1125 Ridge Road screenshot, and again 1125 Ridge Road MP4 or a video. So it looks like there's 4 different images and or videos, 2 of each from 1125 King Road that are great ones. And Ann Taylor herself in this document by saying, I want to exclude the evidence of the security camera footage from 1112 King Road because the vehicle identification was not made through that footage, but rather through 1125 King Road, is thereby acknowledging, in my opinion, what do you guys think of this? This is how I'm thinking of it, that 1125 King Road is identifying the car. Time's getting desperate or what? Am I thinking about this wrong? You tell me what you think. There's no continuous footage linking the vehicle at 1112 King Road footage and that from Ridge Road. Additional surveillance footage depicts vehicles but not identifiable vehicles, says Anne. Thus, labeling the cars from various bits of footage as the same vehicle is speculative. Except for when you look at this 1112 King Road footage, because it is crystal clear. Mr. Kohberger seeks an order prohibiting, I don't know that for sure, I'm speculating, but I know it's clear because I saw it, prohibiting the state linking vehicle identification of the make and model of the vehicle in the 1112 King Road video based on identification of the car at 1125 Ridge Road and referring to the vehicles together as suspect vehicle 1. Kind of weird that she wants the one that she's claiming is the lesser of the identifying footage to be, right? The speculative nature of testifying that the vehicle is the same vehicle renders it irrelevant to the proceedings, far more unfairly and prejudicial than probative. I should say than probative. This is also a jury question, and testimony calling the 2 vehicles as the same invades the province of the jury. Thus, this court should exclude testimony linking 2 vehicles as the same. And that was filed on February 24th, 2025. So what exactly are we talking about? We are talking about, I got to open it back up, the security camera footage from, it's under pictures. Right? I saved it, didn't I? From this location. Yeah, I did. Okay. Oh, there we go. Okay. So here it is. So this is the view from (1112) King Road. And I'll show you a view of that in context where the house is. I think some of you probably know, but if you don't worry. Now, this is a still picture that started circulating about a year ago. I remember I was working with the channel Melissa Jade and another channel. I can't think of the name, but I'm going to play you a little bit of that. The name will be in it. I'm so sorry. I can't remember the name of the channel, but it is a view from the 1112 King Road security camera footage. It is like the one that looks like a light bulb, if you know what I'm talking about. But again, we're going to go back and look at it. Now, this one is dated for November 13th, 1:56 a.m., which would have been exactly the time when Maddie and Kaylee arrived home from their night out, according to, well, the authorities eventually, but first, Olivia Gonzalez and her family. Okay, so now to explain the significance of this, I'm going to play that bit of that previous live stream, and the other channel whose name I couldn't think of, and I'm so sorry about that I just couldn't come up with right now, is going to be shown here, so you'll know who that is. All right, let me bring it in. Welcome to those of you coming in. So glad you guys are here. Come on in, and if you're new to the channel, please let us know where you're from, what you're interested in this case, and we're so happy you're here. Here we go. Share screen. Idaho 4, boom, verified, 1112 King Road security camera footage. Yeah, so this is from about a year ago again. But the way it connects with the information that was just unsealed today is significant. I'm referring to the two students at the University of Idaho that I have a relationship with here, but it's getting right to the point in a moment. Well, this is the point, but you need context. Oh, look, Jake commenting. We're going to play that interview too. The channel's Crime Sleuth, and I was trying to think of, and she's a guest here. Oh, I thought I turned that off. Now, crime sleuthing is talking about these still photos that they received from the 1112 King Road security camera footage roll, and that they were able to verify the authenticity. And she's explaining how. Again, this is all going to connect into that defense motion of limine number 12 about the car. And I'm telling you, my prediction is Ann Taylor, and especially Bryan Kohberger, want to get rid of it because I'm telling you, I saw some of this video, security camera video footage, not the part that's going to be admitted as evidence in trial. I need to be clear on that because it would have been wrong for anyone to share that. That did not happen. But just a general view of this footage, it, as far as security cameras go, is crystal clear. I mean, I think it's very possible it could have got a video image that had personal identifying information or certainly identifying the car for sure. That's why Anne wants it gone. I'm telling you, it's got to be. I just have to say super quick, Marco, because I feel so strongly about this. And I have been listening to people talk about this. So many of you know I'm a behavioral therapist. Prior to that, I was a special educator still. And before, most of the students I work with teenagers. I have a load I oversee of 168 that I consult for at this time. A large number of them are on the autism spectrum, okay? And this defense filing about autism and the argument that is being made, Marco says here, this is giving autism a bad name. I couldn't agree more. It was breaking my heart to read some of the information and to listen to some of the commentary. We'll come back to that, though. I totally agree with you on that. Thank you for saying that. Horrible. Y'all probably know Jeff H. If you don't, check out his channel. He's done great work on this case. After the live stream, please. After the live stream. After the live stream. I'm too damn nice. Um, Connor, welcome. I just kind of went over the whole thing. We're looking at the video footage from 1112 King Road, a small range of it, which I have personally seen, not the part that's going to be admitted to trial as evidence, but just as a sample of what that video camera picks up through the two students who are University of Idaho students who are friends with Ethan Chapin. I'm being careful. Haven't been talking about this very much lately. I got to be careful of my words. That have been our connection with this case ever since. And the footage is crystal clear. So there's a recent defense motion in limine regarding this video camera footage. So we're kind of piecing it all together right now. Yeah, the video's going to keep playing a second. Sorry. So again, this is how she's saying she authenticated those still shots from the video footage that took footage right at 1:56 a.m., right at the moment Kelly and Maddie were getting home. And that's my belief. But let's get to the one about this. So oh, who cares? Let's just get to the point here. So again, here's another view of that same house. So again, there is a house. Let me just get because it's authenticated. I already know that that's authenticated. So again, here's another view of that house. So obviously, 1122 King Road is to well, like my left, this side, and then we're looking at the back of the house. The camera is on the front of that house. It's the one that looked like a light bulb. All right, here we go. Okay, so again, she just is talking about how she identified it by the times a number of things. I can link this video if you want to watch more about it. Let's see. No. Okay. All right. So that's enough there. So we're going to switch gears now. So we're going to watch a video from our friend Warning Label Nina. I was talking to her the other day. She said that she made this video after she was watching a couple of videos on my channel of Steve Gonzalez speaking and some other things. But let me just play it for you. It's only a little over a minute long. I think it'll be apparent to you the significance of this video related to what we're talking about right now. Where'd the audio go? That's weird. Are we supposed to be reading this? It's going too fast. So she's saying at the bottom, what if 1126 had a camera and you would get this vantage point? Really, that would be creating like this complete picture. and whoever the assailant is essentially would be screwed. So if Bryan Kohberger is the assailant, theoretically, allegedly, it would make sense that he would want that security camera footage that has that crystal clear image taken out of evidence. Okay, so what Steve says in the beginning here. Okay, so now my theory is that this particular security camera caught a crystal clear image of the car that was clear enough to be able to identify either the person driving the car or the people in the car. Who knows? Well, we know that we were looking for a person driving this car, but or the car itself. Now, and this would be consistent with, and what Steve Gonzalez is also saying about the information he knows would also be consistent with the information that we learned from our two student sources who disclosed in vague enough terms for it to be okay to discuss that Bethany Funk also had an experience, and I don't know why it's not talked about any of the pretrial proceedings. I think that Dylan Mortenson's testimony, what she saw, what she heard, is much more incriminating. So Dylan Mortenson saw and heard this person right inside the house, right outside of her door. But according to these two students, they know, and a lot of people know, Bethany Funk saw somebody outside of her bedroom window. She was on that first floor that came down that, side of the house that you kind of can come down where there's not all trees and stuff. There's kind of an opening. And then that person crossed across her driveway and was walking sort of down towards, I have to get up a picture here, rather than walking back up towards that little cul-de-sac where there was a parking lot that everybody think the assailant parked in. All of these things, in my opinion, are totally coming together. What do you guys think about that? Susan Peterson says, you would think there would be some video found from someone around that would show him. Yeah. Do you not have sound? Oh yeah, no, I know. For some reason, the audio in her video cut out for a little while. I'm not sure why that happened. Sorry. Hey, Sirius Black, it's great to see you. Let's see. Okay, so let me just switcheroo again. There's no volume right now. I'm just looking for something. So I think I'm playing Crime Sleuthen's video here now. Crime Sleuthen. Now, for those of you just coming in, one of the things I want to point out that was significant in the court documents that are now unsealed is that there was a picture in those court documents of this view from the security camera at 1112 King Road that is dated at 4:20 a.m. Never before have we been given an exact time for that security camera footage from a house that close to 1122 King Road. Interestingly, that is the security camera footage that Ann Taylor wants thrown out of the trial, saying it's going to be prejudicial to the jury. Why? Because it's good evidence? Maybe? Just my opinion, maybe. And then I found that other video I want. There's no sound still? Oh no, there is sound. Okay. I had to scroll down. Wait, can you guys hear me or not? Oh, okay. You have sound for me speaking, but not the video? Huh, that's weird, guys. Okay. Um, Let me try this new video and we'll see. I truly have no idea why that's happening. Everything's, yeah, connected as it should be. All right, let's see what happens here. That's so weird. All right, so hopefully you can hear this. This one's called Bryan Kohberger's Movements According to the Affidavit from a channel named The Introvert. So I hope it works. We're gonna find out. All right, just let me know. Can you hear that video that was just playing now, guys, or no? I got ya. Thank you, guys. Sorry if this is just, I don't know why that, I have no idea why that is. None. Let's see, audio, default microphone. That sucks. Let's see. Try this. I don't know how to change anything. Let me try to unplug my mic. I don't think that's going to work, but we'll find out. So weird. All right. Can you guys hear me still? You hear the voices in your head. All right, let me try to play this video. If it doesn't work, there's nothing that's wrong on the controls. Let's see. Okay, so I was just playing the video. Can you hear the video or can you not hear the video? Okay, I don't know why that is. All right, so I don't know why that is. I'm so sorry. It absolutely makes no sense. So, all right, so again, let me just bring a document into the stream then. It's like maddening. All right. Okay, so again, this was just a document that we were going over, and it is the defendant's motion in limine regarding the Elantra. Again, they want that 11/12 King Road footage thrown out, and I do have more to say about it, but I really need the videos to help me out. So I'll just make kind of like a shorter video to follow up on this one. At least we got to go over the judge's general order and decision and perspective on if it's okay to, what is okay to redact. You know, his general rule is that sealing isn't the thing to do, that it is our constitutional right to have a trial by our peers and to have it be a public trial. And to be sealing everything across the board, whole document, is not the way to do it. So from now on, we're just going to be redacting, which I think is a breath of fresh air for all of us. So, yeah. Okay. So that stinks. And we think that we know why Ann Taylor wants this 11/12 King Road footage thrown out. And I'll follow up with a short little video about that and put it out for you guys tomorrow with the rest of the stuff that I was going to say this evening. But it's okay. We're already almost an hour into it. I keep trying to make live streams around an hour. So finally, I've done it thanks to I don't even know what the hell happened there. Yeah, that stinks. So, yeah. All right, guys. So I am going to then sign off because I'm going to get to go to bed early tonight. But thank you guys so much for being here. Subscribers, members, people just checking the channel out. We usually have sound. Oh, yeah. Marco says, okay, if there's anything else you want to talk about too, bring it on in the chat. We can definitely do that. Marco says that I gotcha, guys. I gotcha. Marco says further, Ann Taylor doesn't want the photographs of the victims displayed. Right. She doesn't want the photos of the victims displayed, the body worn cameras inside the house where the law enforcement was getting emotional, like it's because it's going to be prejudicial to the jury. Well, what do you expect is going to happen to a human being when they encounter that kind of crime scene? You know, just because they're police officers doesn't mean that they don't have a heart or soul. You know, I mean, I think that's crazy. Thank you, Molly. I appreciate that. I think it's important to, kind of see that stuff. But she's doing her job. She's doing her job. She's defending somebody who's facing the death penalty, and she's doing her job. I have to keep telling myself that, or else I get crazy. The audacity. Oh, thank you, Pepper. I appreciate it. Ara says, I hope Bryan Kohberger needs a fair trial, so there is no doubt in case he ever appeals. Yeah, exactly. That he gets a fair trial. Exactly. And that's why all this procedural stuff is important, because everybody's entitled to it. Our Constitution guarantees it. Good night, guys. So, all right. Yeah, more to come this week. But yeah, I've got a big couple days left at work this week. So I'm going to go to bed a little bit early and be fresh to do my job well. But it was great seeing you guys. And I definitely hope to see you very soon. I've dropped a whole bunch of videos recently the Watts case, on this case, on Casey Anthony, not just the TikTok thing. Everyone jumped it because of our moderator and oil field expert friend Kevin. I was one of the first people to find out about that. When I checked out her page, she had like 10 followers. But I know it's like news that's gone around now, and some other things too. So definitely check out the uploaded videos. Yes, I will definitely check email after live stream, Barbie. Hope you're doing well. So has my opinion changed in the past few months on this case? It has not. It has not. If the nature of the evidence that we were seeing changed, I would definitely change my opinion. I always just want people to know I'm not like married to an opinion, but it's just my opinion is what it is based on the evidence that we're seeing. And now that we're seeing more evidence, because Judge Hippler is allowing us to, all the same. Marco says the evidence is mounting, Ara. Yeah, I agree with that. Calissa, good to see you also. All right, guys, have a great night, and I'll see you soon.